Hey guys, part two of our sea dwelling creatures adventure to LA. The first part was most of their coral, things like that. You can see the bat ray again here. This guy was pretty nifty.
Yep, but yeah, in this video we'll be going into their fish systems and seeing all the cool different fish. But yeah, last video was corals, a little bit of inverts, and the sharks and rays.
So here we are with their fish and other miscellaneous goodies.
So let's get into it.
Here we are. These are most of their holding tanks. Look very similar to this right here, but you can see they have them all individually labeled and portioned out in a nice little container. But you can see a wide shot there. There's a big facility.
Yep, here's a couple dragon wrasses, and it's all about quantity here because these guys are, I would say, probably the biggest distributor in the U.S.
Yeah, definitely. As far as what we saw in California, a gang of leopard wrasses there. I think those are the ornates. But yeah, definitely in California, from what we saw, this was the largest of the facilities.
Couple mixed wrasses there. Then here's some solar clowns, one of my favorites.
Yeah, these guys have like 4 or 5 different names: Redhead Salon, the Clown Fairy, the Tricolor, but the Naoku's another one of my favorites. I'm a wrasse guy.
Yeah, these guys have been popular over the last year. We've sold a bunch of the Naokus.
Yeah, what we got there? A little banded possum wrasse. Those guys are great little small wrasses, peaceful.
Yeah, very secretive.
Yeah, got some
Black cap basslets.
Yeah, the basses. They're a little bit more aggressive, but lots of color to those.
Yeah.
You can see just the quantity they have there.
Another flame cardinal there.
Yeah,
Then little Tomini tangs.
yeah.
Perfect
Again,
at this size. One of the smallest of the tangs.
back to they're all individually kind of boxed off. If they're a little bit more aggressive, keep them nice and healthy for us. You see they put those pipes in there, give them a little bit of place to hide and play and look around.
A lot of Anthias there.
Yeah. We're just a lot of different species we're gonna go through and see. A little bit of everything, but like Nick said, some Anthias. Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, in the back there you can actually see how they kind of keep aggressive stuff too in individual bottles. Here's a Harlequin bass.
Yep, that's what that is. Those guys come from the Caribbean. Definitely they're a lot of personality, but definitely more aggressive.
Yeah, I believe this was one of the hybrid angels.
Yep.
I think we have more clips of those later on.
Yep, that was a captive bred hybrid Goldflake and Griffin maybe.
Yeah, and then here's a soapfish. I love this guy's nostrils.
Yes.
Yeah, soapfish.
Yeah, it's a soap. They just sit there waiting for something to swim by and then
Slurp it up. Oh yeah, here's those angels again. This one here is a lemon peel half black hybrid.
yeah, we see those every once in a while. There's a tinker eye. Those guys are not very common. What else we got here? Another lemon peel. There's a lot of different hybrid or variations of those that we'll see.
One of our favorites, a big old jawfish. These guys are a lot of fun.
They just do right exactly that. Open their mouth and try and ward off whatever they think is coming at them.
Yep, sit in a cave and defend it. This one's cool. In the dimmer tank, this is a Dr. Seuss fish, a very expensive deep water fish.
So this is about a $6,000 to $7,000 fish. You're about $2,000 an inch. I think this guy was right about 3 inches. Super neat, different looking. Don't see them very often, but definitely not for a beginner or the poor individual.
Yeah, then here you have hundreds and hundreds of damsels. I'm sure these guys go through them.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think though, we order 20, 25 at a time, and we're just one store, so they got to have the quantity to supply America.
But yeah, as you can see, lots of acrylic tanks all over the place. This room was, yeah, definitely the biggest wholesaler we saw out in California. So it was just rows and rows, racks and racks. There's a little citron goby there, one of my favorite of the small little peaceful gobies.
But yeah, they did a very good job at labeling what it was, or if it was a different type. Those bottles, they had brine shrimp in them, so that things like those ruby red dragonets could go over and just eat them as they wanted. So all of those little bottles have food in there for them to eat. Little 6-bar mystery wrasse. Those guys have a ton of personality too. You can see them all kind of playing with each other through the acrylic, but if they were a little bit more aggressive, they couldn't get to each other. Some fathead sunburst Anthias.
Yep, love the sunbursts.
Those guys were really good size.
Yeah, I had one. It was a quarter of that size.
Banana eel there. Those guys are really cool.
Then Fimbriated moray in the tube, smallest one I've ever seen there.
Not very friendly, those guys.
No.
The snowflakes hanging out.
Tube fulls of snowflakes.
Big old pilot fish there.
On discount because he's getting big.
Yeah, they definitely had a wide range of the sizes and the different species. There's some hogfish right there.
Then next up we got a Tessellata eel. These guys are awesome. Definitely one of the most impressive eels, especially when they get some size to them.
Yeah, there's a couple of them in there, but get bigger, get more aggressive. We see a ribbon eel here. Again, those little PVC were great for letting them hide out. The gold spot snake eels. Those guys are pretty cool. We've gotten them in several times. They'll dunk under the sand and then just pop out when food's there and then go back under.
Yeah, they'll just swim right through the sand like it's nothing.
Yeah, there was a green bird wrasse with them. We got some emperor snappers here. Now, we've had a few of these at the store. They are really cool, a ton of personality. They will literally eat anything and everything that fits in their mouth, and they grow quite large quite quickly.
Yeah, they'll nearly double in size every week, it seems like, especially when they're that size.
Yeah. We got some more, some ruby-headed wrasses there, another fairy wrasse.
Little sweet lips in the back.
Yeah. Oh, there's a big old clown trigger back there.
Ooh, I love these guys. The high hat or jackknife.
Yep. That was a smaller one, but another one that gets a pretty good size to it. The Fusilier. These guys are like a big chromis. They school together, just kind of hang out.
I see all the wholesalers get them, but I've still never seen them in anyone's tank just because they are like a giant schooling fish.
This is one of my absolute favorite fairy wrasses, the pintails. These are rhino file fish, something different. Don't see them very often, but it's a very close relative of your regular Aptasia eating files and those types.
And then next up we have the shrimp fish or razor fish. These are a fun one. You don't see them too often. They're kind of like seahorses, and they actually do really well with seahorses, but they really need fed multiple times a day, that tiny little plankton food.
And they just bob up and down. Their head's actually at the bottom there.
Yeah, they're a super neat one.
Lots of nitro triggers there. You see them all in their different little holding tanks. Cleaner. Oh, this was actually a blenny that looks just like a cleaner wrasse, saber-tooth blenny. Here's regular cleaner wrasses, but that blenny has just a slightly different shaped head to it. That right there, that's an Aster angel. They're very similar to the maculosus, but you see a Coran over there changing into its adult pattern. 6-bar angels, lots of different adult.
Yeah, I love the 6-bars. I'm surprised they're not more popular. Big French here.
Yeah, I don't know why. Queen angel, you see that blue halo on it. Personifier back there. Great selection of these big angels, though. Let's see, we got some. Those are I think that's the hybrid there.
Yeah, I think those are the hybrids again.
Yeah, those were definitely new, interesting. Hadn't seen those guys before. Now on to the one of our favorite, the Achilles tang. You see they put that Ogo algae in there so they can nibble on that and get big and strong.
Yeah, if you see they label them skinny, so they'll hold these back, fatten them up with that Ogo before they ship them out. Yeah,
that's a nice part, especially with SDC. We really don't have any issues getting things in. They're always fat, happy, healthy. As you can see, Heniochus there eating some of that brine shrimp we were talking about. But they take a really good approach at making sure that they're fat and happy when we get them in.
Here you can see School of Blue Tangs. I'm sure they go through hundreds and hundreds of these a week.
Yeah, with everyone loving Dory, they sure move through. This is a very close cousin of the Picasso trigger there. School of Rabbits down there. Also got lions. Everyone loves those. Don't forget venomous spines. If you're going to pet them, pet with the spines, not against them.
Or don't pet them.
Minor details. One of my favorites, a Harlequin tusk. Those guys are a little shy at first, but I love those orange colors on them. The Australian, get that bright blue teeth to them. Got a black tang here. That,
long nose.
Yeah, Rostratum. Close cousin of the yellow tang. We don't see those very often. A little bit more expensive. But yeah, here's kind of getting into the tang variety. Was that a yellow fin there? Ringtail.
Ringtail mata, something like that.
Yeah.
Acantharus.
There's a blue line grouper. Again, same thing as the emperor snapper. Eats anything and everything and gets very large. Got some of the broomtail wrasse.
Broomtail, I think, yeah. Those guys are awesome. They get big. Slingjaw, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
These guys, they'll throw their mouth out 3-4 inches where it just protrudes like a tube.
Also eats anything and everything that fits in its mouth. Ships to its belly.
Yeah.
Some of the, was that Argus
Blue,
grouper?
blue spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're beautiful. The blue colors on some of these saltwater fish are just insane.
Yeah, they really pop, especially under the blue actinics. Big mappa puffer.
Yeah, I've seen Newport Aquarium's got one that's over 3 foot.
Yeah, when we say they get the size of a football, that's a little underestimated.
Yeah, for these guys, they get massive. The Hamlet, Indigo
Yeah.
Hamlet. I love these guys. They in a black tank, they really blend in, but in the right tank, they definitely stand out.
They're just so shy. Here we got a sharp-nosed puffer. Some of the smaller. We have the big puffers. These are your pygmy varieties. One of my favorite, I think both of us actually, the multicolor angel. And I don't know
Yeah,
why
really
that's
really underrated angelfish. I think they're just as cool as flames.
Yeah.
You can see tank after tank of clown tang. They must have just got a shipment in.
But again, back to they all got algae in there, so they can be eating and be healthy when we get a hold of them. But yeah, there's the flames with them. But yeah, I think those multicolors are just as cool as the flame angels, if not cooler. Flame after flame after flame.
Flames are always a popular one.
Yeah, that's another one we sell quite a few of, and it's nice when they have the quantity on hand that we can order from.
Ooh, yeah, the Trevally Jacks, maybe the
Yep.
silver ones.
Yeah, that's pilotfish up there, but yeah,
Yeah.
they're all in that same family, and love to school together. But as you can see, they are one that's always in motion.
Yeah, I would guess these ones here are probably a batch for a public aquarium somewhere.
Hey, we got a golden hawk there.
They get larger. They don't do it for me though. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just kind of there. You got the powder browns. I personally like the powder brown more than the powder blue. That yellow with the brown, it really sticks out.
And they're slightly hardier too.
Yeah, you got the Scots fairy wrasse there. As you can see, they're got a lot of color to them, but they get a little bit bigger than your typical fairy wrasses.
Yeah, they weren't appreciating me filming them.
Hey, you can see a little bit more of the sheer size of the facility. It was beautiful. Here we are, actually in one of the marinas after this. We were on the hunt for it. Nick said we were going to see it. I don't know that I believed him, but here we are with a Garibaldi damsel.
To me, these are one of the coolest fish in North American. That's a damselfish that's bright orange and over a foot long.
Yeah, they get big. They are aggressive. And the state of California actually banned them for the commercial trade and aquarium world, probably late 2018, somewhere in there. So we haven't seen one in the hobby in years. So it's really cool to see them in their natural habitat swimming around the marina.
Yeah, super cool. It's not one I expected to really see, but I'm glad we did.
Yeah, the one place had some food that we could toss out there and have them come in and feed. And I think this is, yeah, right there. We were throwing it in, and you could see how territorial they were. There was only one or two of them in an area, and then if another one came in, they were quick to move it off of their spot.
Yeah, you can see all these kelp bass and different type of bass-like things in there.
But you just see when it comes by how bright orange it is compared to everything else in the picture. And when they're juvenile, they have these beautiful blue spots all over them.
Same marina at nighttime we were walking around. This is a very large 2-spot octopus.
This guy was really cool. He put the light on him and he actually started showing off for us a little bit. Hung out for a while, but it was really cool to see him on camera.
Yeah, he kind of puffed up, made himself look bigger, trying to intimidate us to go away.
It's probably 10 o'clock or so at night. Just nobody was around, and put the flashlight on and saw just a little movement, and then there he goes, just being cool.
Yeah, if you look right in front of his face, you can see those two spots that are kind of mimicking an eye spot.
But he was probably, if I had to guess, 3 to 4 feet from tentacle to tentacle across, and his head was probably about the size of probably a softball, maybe a small football. But he was pretty good size.
Yeah, it was fascinating watching this guy crawl around at night. Continuing on at night around the ocean, we found these little anemones here.
Yeah, we were just poking around on some of these marinas, and these popped up, and that was in the regular darkness, and then put a blue light on it, and these things just glowed.
Yep, just like our fish tanks with all of our corals and anemones. Bright green fluorescence under that black light.
Yeah, but these just look like big rock flower anemones, and you know, they just look like nothing, and literally you put that blue light on it, and just immediately, bam!
Yeah, unfortunately these guys prefer that cooler water, so that's why we don't see them in our aquariums.
Yeah, that's an interesting one that I wasn't expecting to find, and they were all over the place out there.
Yep, then a little hermit crab from the tide pools, but that about does it for this video. Thanks for watching, and that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep on with the content. If you want to see anything in particular, let us know. But we got some fun stuff coming up as well. So stay tuned for more goodies.
Thanks for watching, everybody.